Howdy, folks. How are you?
Justin.
You know, I was just talking with Shannon and John, and I was just sharing that this is actually my formal introduction into the Ultraman world and universe.
Oh,
If you will,
really?
I've been familiar with the pop culture iconography of the character, but I never really dabbled, and I was very surprised by this story. So I kind of wanted to start there. You know, for each of you, how were you introduced to Ultraman?
I'll take it this time, Gedde.
Yes.
Because Gedde and I are OGs, and so we grew up with Ultraman very, very sporadically because it wasn't broadcast on American television often, and
Right.
Gedde being in Utah, and I was raised here in the Valley, in San Fernando Valley. It's like it wasn't broadcasted on American TV channels, maybe sometimes on Japanese channels, which we had to subscribe to, or in Japanese, movie houses where it would be subtitled. So, or PBS. So it wasn't foundational in our upbringing, but what was really impactful is that we saw for the first time faces that looked like ours that were superheroes.
Right.
And it was like, oh my God, we can be awesome as well, which is different from, Christopher's generation and, his kids too, in growing up with, stories like Ultraman. And that's, for us, he was always there in the background, but not as impactful for, as Christopher, grew up with.
I was a kid in Japan, and I saw him on TV, and we would buy toys and masks at the festivals, Matsuri. And that was it. And then came to America, and it was kind of gone. And then here we are now, and I was like, yo, I know this franchise. This is amazing. Did the research and realized just how iconic the entire Subaraya franchise has made with Ultraman. It's incredible. It's really, really an honor.
Yeah, and to your point, like the franchise is so huge, and this iteration, I was surprised by it, like just how much of the family centric story was really driving it, and the journey for Ken. But for all of you, I really want to know, like, you guys are actors bringing your voices to these characters, bringing them to life in a lot of ways. How do you relate to your characters? Is there anything specific that you connect with? Gedde, why don't we start with you?
Do I connect with? They're laughing. They're thinking that they're going to hear something different from me, but no, I just feel that he kind of blended just directly into me because I'm older now. So it was not a far reach for me in some ways. I always think that you're always trying to fix your past a little bit, here and there as you get older. So I think it just leaded into the place where I needed to be and where I ended up. And I think Shannon and John, they saw that immediately when I walked in the door. Oh, this guy needs some work.
Oh, no. You know what? I just thought of a new thing because, we're talking about, and thank you very much, Justin, for recognizing the family aspect, because Gedde's been saying, all day long about being the father, about being professor, being the sage, wise man with regrets or, shame, you've said, because you feel like you had some kind of need for redemption for your character. But I think what you really imbued, and I think that's what's really connecting with a lot of people, is that you see yourself as the son of somebody that the audience doesn't know yet, and you're seeing the same reaction in your own son, and that how you're going to be able to see him grow into the father of baby Emmy that you hope to be. So it's, again, that that triangulation that you're seeing and recognizing in your own son, feelings that you might have grown up with. So Ultraman 2, hopefully, right?
Yeah,
so we get to
absolutely.
have that background, that prequel, because, there is a reason why he took that route to sacrifice, and how we're seeing the evolution of Kenji Sato, and how he recognizes how he can be a better father for this little being called baby Emmy.
Yes,
I think
she's
he
adorable.
also knows the greater good.
Yeah.
I think eventually Professor Sato actually really does know that. What is the greater good? So thank you, Dan.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How about for yourself, Chris?
Sorry, that's on the time we're gonna have.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, then I'll just say thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the Geekcentric podcast. And I greatly appreciate, this film. It definitely has the family vibes that hit me on my heart. I definitely didn't anticipate crying during this movie, but yeah, I got there. So I appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you for crying
dude.
5 times
Thank
watching
you.
it. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care.